Alright, here's a quick tutorial to help you get started with your MadLibs program. Open Zero Brain Studio. If someone else's code opens up, make sure you exit out first. Go find your name on the left-hand side, find your folder, click on it once so it's highlighted, and then use the right mouse button to click it and hit New File. And then go type in your full name, and then the class 7PR, whatever it is, okay? Then click return and it will create your new file. Double click on it and it will open. Now remember, the first thing you're going to do is title it with your name and the program, and you have to do this in form of a comment. To create comments, you have to click the minus sign twice and then you can type your name. Robert Anderson, 7R, and then hit return, and then I want you to do another comment that says program to MadLibs. All right? Now, you can hit it enter sign a few times. Try to make it nice and organized. It's easier to code that way. So, you should have already found the MadLibs online that you're going to use, and you should have stored it inside your folder. So, go to your Finder, go to Student Files, go to your folder, and open up your MadLibs. Double click on it, and it should open up. Here's my example. I'm going to take it and move it to the side over here. And then I'm going to go back to Zero Brain Studio, and I'm going to adjust my windows a little bit, just like this, so I can kind of look at everything at the same time. All right? After you have it all set up and you have it how you like it, click back into Zero Brain Studio and we can start coding. Remember, if you hold down Command and hit the plus button a couple times, you can make it bigger. That also works if you're holding down Command and hit minus to make it smaller. So I suggest making it a little bit bigger so you can kind of read it. That looks pretty good. So the first thing you're going to do is your variable input statements. We're going to come back and do an intro later. So what I want you to have is a comment there that says what you're doing. So write variable input statements in form of a comment, and then we can get started. So let's look at our MadLibs. The first thing they're asking for is a person's name. We're going to do this where the user can type in everything at once and then everything gets stored. The first example that I showed you in the presentation. So let's look how many times they're asking for a person's name. I see 1, 2. They're asking for person's names twice. So what we're going to do is ask the user to type in 2 names of a person. So you should know how to do this. Go print, type the names of 2 people. You can do it like that. You can word it however you want. So there you go. That's going to print to the user and ask the user to type the names of 2 people. Now we need our variable input statement. So let's look. It's going to be person. We can just use their example. We'll go person. And remember, you have to number these because we're going to have multiple persons that are going to be stored, multiple adjectives, multiple verbs, nouns, etc. So we're going to call this person 1 and then do your variable input statement equals io.read and your brackets. Now, here's a quick tip. We know we have to do another one, a person 2, right? So why don't we just come over here, highlight it, Command C to copy it, and then Command V to paste it. You can do that, but there's one other thing we need to do. We do not want to have person 1 and person 1 because it will override the original person 1, whatever they wrote. We want to make sure there's 2 different names and it has to be stored under 2 different variables. So we need to take this person 1 and change it to person 2. Done. So we already did everything for person. So let's do the next one. What's the next thing they're asking for? An adjective. Let's see how many adjectives they're asking for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's ask the user, print, type 6 adjectives. Perfect. And then we need our variable input statements. Here's the trick. First, we're going to do our first one. Adjective 1 equals io dot read. Okay? Now, what do you think I'm going to do? We need 6 of those, correct? So why don't I just take this, highlight it, Command C, and let's paste 6 of them. Well, we already have 1, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But what do I need to do? I need to go back and go change this to 2, change this to 3, change this to 4, change this to 5, and change this to 6. That will give us 6 different adjectives. And that's it. So then you continue. The next one's going to be noun. You do the same thing for noun and etc. then you're really done with all your variable input statements. If you want to test it when you're done to make sure you don't have any errors, remember, come right over here to the play sign, hit it once, and then look down here. You can make it bigger again by Command plus, and it says type the names of two people. I'll type John, and then I'll type Jess. It took it, and then 6 adjectives. So we'll keep going, and this is where I'll type 6 adjectives. Remember, you have to hit enter after each entry. All right? So that's how you can get started with the variable inputs. Good luck.